Hi, welcome to Cooking with the Queen. I'm your hostess, Veronica Paige, and we have a very special guest with us here tonight. This is Mr. Mark Lamb, renowned storyteller, Dollyphile. Am I saying it right?
Dollypologist.
Dollypologist. I love that. Dollypedia. What else do you? You're a dance instructor?
Yes.
And choreographer? Yes. You do everything.
Well, you know, as Dolly says, it costs a lot of money to look this cheap, so
She's so right.
I'll do whatever they need me to do if they pay me.
I love it. I love it. Well, thanks for being here with us.
Thank you
I
for
know
having
you've been busy today.
Yeah.
So you've got a special cocktail you're going to make for us.
Yes.
Will you tell us what you're putting in it as you make it? 'Cause
I
I'm thirsty,
will.
Mark.
Now, I'm so thirsty right now.
So thirsty.
I call this the Dolly, and we're going to start with some lime because Dolly's got a little tang. There's ice in here already. How about some Kentucky moonshine?
Yes.
This comes from Bud Irvin. You cannot buy it.
You can't buy it?
Yeah.
Are you trying to not put more in there? What are you doing?
Well,
Mark?
I was just checking.
We are drinkers at this counter tonight, okay? Never be afraid.
Oh, Lord. So, But Dolly, you know, she grew up on moonshine, but also she's sweet and floral. So we're going to add a little sweetness with some Saint Germain.
Awesome. And what is that?
It is an elderflower liqueur.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
It's very fancy.
We are fancy tonight.
And it's expensive.
Oh.
And
we
then
don't mind.
you got to have a little pink, you know. Dolly
Yes.
likes
She
her
likes
pink.
things.
This is cran raspberry. We're going to put a little bit of that in. Well, we may need to cut that moonshine a little bit, so I'm going to add some more of
Don't make
that.
this short on the cocktail, Mark. Okay, we get thirsty.
Exactly.
It's
And
hot
then
back
I'm going
here.
to add a little bit of rose water.
Oh, fine.
Yes, because, you know, Dolly has a song called Wildflowers.
She does.
And wildflowers don't care where they grow, so there's a little bit of mountain rose in there.
Oh.
And then I have to be extra.
Okay,
It's
we
Dolly.
like extra.
We're going to take,
Don't catch yourself, okay?
I
That's all I
won't.
ask.
it's a pink knife, I'm in good hands. We're going to take and rim the glass
Oh,
with
yeah.
a little bit of lime. And then I bought this fancy sugar that is a berry-flavored sugar, pink sugar. Just to make it a little extra.
A little extra. I like a little extra.
Yeah. I'm excited about this drink. And
Look how pretty. Oh,
the measurements are how you want them to be. And this has a lot of moonshine in it, so I'm a little scared.
it'll be all right.
It'll be fine.
We'll get a little ticklish here in a little while. It'll be fine.
You
Trust
want to
me.
shake it until your hands get
Cold?
too cold. Oh, look at that color.
That is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I hope it tastes as good as it looks.
Now, I hope so too, but I'm going to finish it with a little bit of ginger beer because
Okay.
Dolly has that kind of spice too.
I'll tell you, I love ginger beer. I love it in everything.
Good.
I'm a big fan.
Me too. And this will make our nose happy, tickle our
It
nose.
will.
God, I hope this is good.
It's going to be delicious. Thank you.
Cheers.
Oh my God,
Oh,
that's
Lord.
like heaven in a glass right there.
That's so good if I say so myself.
I'm going to try not to drink the whole thing really fast.
This is like drinking a bouquet of Dolly.
It tastes like a bouquet of flowers in my mouth right now. I love it. Thank you.
All right, you swear you like it?
I do. I love
Okay,
it.
all right.
I absolutely love it.
Ooh,
I
that's
just don't
so
want to
good.
be spinning in my chair later.
Ooh.
That's a rule. See.
Holy Dolly, we're
Holy
ready to go.
Dolly. All right, so we're going to start with some Dolly chicken and dumplings with the Veronica twist, okay? I like to cook cheap, inexpensive meals so that are fast and that don't hopefully use a lot of dishes because I hate to wash.
Gotcha.
I'm lazy like that.
Gotcha.
So tonight, instead of using a whole chicken, which is what Dolly's recipe calls for, we're going to use 2 really big breasts. Ooh, I know.
You
Not
went
mine.
there. Woo!
Not mine, y'all. I go there
Okay.
every time. I like to touch them. I don't know why.
I'm a boob man myself. That's why I really like Dolly. Okay, go ahead.
She's got beautiful boobs. Okay, so we're going to dump the 2 chickens in here, okay? And we're going to use about 6 cups of broth,
Oh, nice.
okay?
Flavor.
So we don't have to make our own broth. That's exciting.
Yeah. Squeeze it. Squeeze it.
It comes out faster that way. Oh, the sexual innuendos in here. Saucy fact. This box holds 4 cups of broth.
Gotcha.
So that if you're using 6 cups, you only need 1.5 boxes. So we have about 1/4 cup of celery leaf, which is what her recipe calls for. So I
Right.
thought we would honor that and throw it in. We're not
Perfect.
gonna cut it up because that'll make it harder to get out later.
No. Flavor.
What you said. To make it easier to peel, we cut it in half. So I can do that. And just stick it in there. So let's put the whole thing in there, but we're only gonna do it this way. It's the whole thing, but it's in halves. So that's easier, right?
Right. I love it.
Yes. This recipe is so simple. I was so stressed out about it. I've never made chicken and dumplings
Oh,
before.
you haven't?
Not until last night. So got it all in there. That's everything that goes in there.
Perfect.
How easy is that?
Done and done.
Yeah, done and done. We're gonna put a little salt and pepper just because I like it.
Yeah.
If I can make the things work tonight.
Flavor.
Oh, my arms aren't cranked in the way they're supposed to, sorry. So Mark, tell us a little more about what you do while I'm putting pepper in my thing.
Well, I'm really a dancer, choreographer, but I don't know how, maybe 7, 8 years ago, a producer I worked with in Brooklyn said, Mark, you should go to this thing called The Moth, which is a storytelling competition. And she bugged me about it for like 6 years. I worked for her on and off, and she'd say, have you gone and done The Moth? Have you gone and done The Moth? And finally I went and did it, and I got second place the first time I did the competition, and then I rehearsed and went back and did my story and got last place.
Oh, fun.
And then I went back and did my story about Dolly Parton that I call A Boy and His Dolly, and I won and put it on social media, and a producer in Kentucky asked me to come and do a show there, and the local NPR station picked it up, and then my storytelling started to snowball where it was a big pivot in my career. I still teach dance, I still perform a little bit of dance, still choreograph some, but primarily a storyteller right now. And I just taught a workshop here in Murfreesboro to nonprofits about how to use their personal story to promote their mission. And so storytelling has become a big part of my life now. And I would say that the Dolly Parton story was the seminal moment in my career. And actually, now I'm going to brag a little bit.
Please do.
I did the Dolly Parton story at the National Storytelling Festival a couple of years ago, and I won the National Storytelling Festival Slam with the Dolly Parton story. So I'm indebted to Dolly for many, many reasons, and one of them being really big around that story. And that story is about how Dolly Parton became my spiritual guide. And I say that without any irony. It's the truth. I live by the word of Dolly.
That's awesome. All right, Mark. So we've got the chicken going for our dumplings, right? And I didn't add a few things to it, but we'll do that in a little while, don't worry.
Okie dokie.
And we've got our cocktails that we're sipping on slowly because they don't like it when I twirl too much. Never knew that was a problem for a drag queen, but whatever. And you are going to make us something special.
Right, pecan pie, and this is my mom's recipe.
Okay.
With my addition to it. You know, a lot of times I would try to recreate exactly the way my mom did it. And I never could. And you know, a lot of Southern cooks will leave out an ingredient so it won't be
The exact
like
same.
theirs. Yeah. My mom's one of those. So I decided that I would add a little bourbon. And
I didn't know we had bourbon on the counter, Mark.
Yes, this is
Probably good I didn't
and this
know.
is Kentucky bourbon. Again, bourbon you can't buy. This is specially made back in my home county, and the guy who made it put his thumbprint on there.
Oh, wow.
So this is very select bourbon that we're going to put in the pie. But we're going to start with a cup of packed brown sugar.
Okay. And just so everyone knows, we've already got the oven preheated to 350, so it needs to be on 350 to preheat.
I wash my hands, so we're
Thank you
we're
for
good.
that.
You can
Thank you for packing it.
Yeah. I'm known for my packing
Stop,
skills.
Mark. Maybe that cocktail is getting
It
Veronica
is.
a little
You
bad.
know, if you drink enough of that moonshine, you will either get in a fight or you will get naked.
Well, I mean, I don't have a
Sometimes
problem
both
doing either.
happen. Sometimes both happen. Now, here's the beauty of this recipe.
Uh-huh.
I think people are snobs about corn syrup these days. So we're going to add a cup of corn syrup.
We were poor and Mama used to make us use the brown corn syrup for syrup.
Oh, for
pancakes
syrup?
and things. Mm-hmm.
It's a
God, I
lot.
love syrup.
It's a lot of syrup.
A whole lot of sweet.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
A whole lot of sweet. So we're going to do that. Look at that. Sexy baby. You know, you making the dumpling recipe easier reminds me of my mom too. She was a 50s housewife that worked. So any shortcuts we could take, she would take them.
Mm-hmm.
So this recipe, I end up using refrigerated pie crust, but this is not being filmed, is it? Because I don't want anybody to know my secrets.
You better hide something then.
Oh, okay, okay. There are going to be 3 eggs.
We're going to broadcast this to the whole world.
Okay, all right.
So save a secret or two.
A secret or 2.
Maybe it's only 2 eggs.
Oh, there you go.
Nobody needs to know.
And, this is where the bourbon comes in. Can you open that for me?
I can sure
My
try.
hands are...
I don't want to mess up that pretty wax on top.
Oh, that's all
That'll
right.
help us a
There
lot.
you go. Don't cut yourself.
I've done that so many times.
And this is good vanilla, and I'm going to eyeball it. It calls for a teaspoon. And normally you wouldn't put bourbon in, you'd stop there, but...
But we've got to be special and extra, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know, this bourbon.
You're going to waste it in a pie. It's
But
all right.
I'm only going to use...
A little bit? Oh, okay.
Right, and the rest is for us.
Good.
You need a little salt to kind of cut the...
All that sweet.
All that sweet. A little bit of salt. Maybe a little bit more.
That's all right. We
And
like a little salty.
then, yeah, we can get a little salty, you and me.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
And then, so this is my mom's thing. So I made this pecan pie at Thanksgiving and when I was away from home, and I'd say, Mom, it didn't turn out right. And, well, did you do this? Did you do that? Did you stir it this way? Did you do that? And then finally, after like the 4th year, she said, oh, you have to put a little squeeze of lemon in it or it's too flat.
Uh-huh.
So finally, after, several attempts, she told me to squeeze a little bit of lemon. So that's it.
Well, thanks for that secret.
I know. Thanks, Mom.
I make pecan pies every Thanksgiving, and I've never known to put a little lemon in it.
Well, it's a Betty Lamb thing, Betty Jean Lamb, my mama. And
Thank you, Betty Jean.
she will be very happy that if you put a little squeeze of lemon in it. So I'm going to mix this up real good. I'm
Okay.
trying to make this. And then here comes the bougie part.
Oh, fun.
So, you take a shortcut, but here's where we go. So you take the pie crust.
Don't cut yourself.
We're just going to put this on the bottom. I let it come to room temperature. Yep. Just going to put that in there. And see, when you use the refrigerated crust, not the frozen one, you can make it look a little...
Prettier.
And rustic in a way so that it looks, homemade. Before company comes, you can throw some flour on the floor and on your face, and they'll think you made the crust yourself.
Yes, I do that with my chicken pot pies.
Now here's where it gets super bouge. All right, so this is the cool part.
Okay.
My holy trinity is Dolly, Oprah, and Martha Stewart.
Okay.
This is a Martha moment.
Okay.
I don't know which one's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, but I think they're interchangeable. So you make these little leaves like this. We could be here all night.
That's all right.
Watching
Take
me
your time.
make these leaves.
Do what you got to do.
But I figured you can move on. So then, just imagine, this is really going deep with Martha.
You are definitely getting bougie.
Then you score
Yes.
them with the veins.
I love it.
And then, so you take the vein.
You're going to twist a little bit, aren't you?
Well, what I'm going to do, I've got some water. I'm just going to dab, dab, dab. and then you put it on the edge like that, and I'm gonna edge the whole thing with it.
Oh my God.
And it makes it super fancy.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's
And you
so
just
pretty.
keep going with this, and then let me show you how this part. So you want to make sure this is really good and incorporated.
Mm-hmm. Be honest.
So what I'm going to do is
It's just ready for that pie to go in it.
pour this custard in here. Y'all with me?
Mm-hmm. So far, I'm with you.
All right. And I'm going to leave about, I don't know, a good maybe, I don't
About a cup, half a cup?
No, maybe a couple of tablespoons of the filling, because now my mom would chop up the pecans. No.
No.
But
I mean, if you want to, go ahead.
so luckily the producer bought really beautiful pecans. And we're gonna just lay them like this. Now this is a really deep pie shell. I usually use
A shorter,
a
fatter one.
shorter, yeah, longer one, but it'll be pretty.
It'll be real pretty.
So you just keep going like this and make a pattern all the way around. And then I'm going to use that leftover stuff to kind of glaze the top. You with me?
I'm with you.
All right.
I'm enjoying this.
Okay.
I'll tell you, when I make my pecan pie, I like to mix my pecans in with the mixture mess. Just dump it all in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See?
because I'm lazy like that.
Well, and honestly, you know, I only do this when this is the only thing I'm making. You know, if I had to do other stuff,
Yeah, you
Or-
wouldn't have time for that.
I don't have time for all this fancy stuff. But
Stand.
people appreciate it, and so, you know, I make the extra effort every once in a while.
All right, Mark, your pie is so beautiful.
Thank
I'm ready to get that
you.
in the oven. Are you?
Yeah.
All right, let's toss her in there. Now be careful, it's hot down here, bud.
Okay.
Got it.
My fingers.
I'm more
There we
worried
go.
about your face. I don't want you to fall in. Oh, heavens. All right, so look, our chicken is boiling away, and it is so excited.
Gotcha.
We're going to go ahead and take the chicken out, okay?
Is it done?
Oh, it's done.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the breasts are out. They're going to chill out for just a second, and we're going to get these celery leaves out of here,
Okay.
just because we don't want to eat them,
No.
you know?
Just flavor.
It was just flavor, and we've got plenty of flavor in there now.
Okay.
Lord, I hope I got them all. So we're gonna throw a little cream of chicken in here, okay,
Oh,
to help give it that thicker gravy-ish feeling.
Gotcha. Just gonna, is that good?
Yes, just however you want to do
All
it.
right.
Do you want a bigger knife? Because we've got bigger ones.
I always like it a little bit bigger.
I felt that was gonna come out of your mouth.
There we go. Oh, yeah, this is much better.
Now I'm gonna try to get this cream of chicken incorporated a little better so we can get those dumplings started here in just a second.
Okay. Do you want me to womp the can?
You might should, because I did it last night and threw 3 biscuits across the room into the sink.
This is one of my favorite things, and
Is it?
It always scares me.
Go ahead, womp it. See? See? You didn't think it would happen, did you?
No, I thought, oh,
It
I know
almost
how
got
to
me
do
last.
this.
I was like, no.
You know, I was talking to my mom recently, and I said, Mom, we used to have bean supper at the end of the month. And as an adult, I realized, you know, there were 6 of us, 4 kids and Mom and Dad. And I said, were we out of money? Of course we were out of money.
Of course
I could
we were.
feed the whole family on 89 cents.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and she would can her own, like, green tomato relish, like chow chow and stewed tomatoes, and she'd make cornbread. And, you know, Dolly's mom was that way too. She could stretch things. And
Right.
These recipes are about taking what you got and stretching it, keeping it simple.
Keeping it
and feeding
simple.
a lot of people.
I will tell you, saucy fact, I did a little research.
Okay.
And chicken and dumplings started out as an expensive meal. People used it as like the height of snootiness.
Oh.
Now, we've got these biscuits out and we're going to sort of smash them down a little bit, okay?
All right.
Somebody I know likes for it to have a lot of dumplings in it.
Okay.
I'm not one of those people because they have this weird texture to them.
Gotcha. They're a little slimy.
That would be
It's
the
slimy
texture.
thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I don't like slimy things in my mouth. Do you want to press some
I
out?
don't believe you a lie.
I know, you wouldn't believe it looking at me. I don't, though. I don't like slimy things going in my mouth.
Gotcha.
It feels weird, you know?
You know, when I was in Japan, they really appreciate slimy things. Even candy, they like slimy. Like okra. Ugh. No, I like it
okra if it's
fried.
done- Yes.
Sorry, I stepped
Little
on your line.
grease. Yes. I like fried things.
Mm-hmm. Well, you
Yes.
fry anything and it'll be good.
Yes, while you're patting that
Oh,
out,
yours looks so much better than mine.
it's because I practiced last night.
Oh, yeah. Rehearsal.
Rehearsal, yeah. So they're pressed out. Now we're going to cut them down, okay? We don't want to put a big old honking thing in there.
All right.
So we're going to cut it about a 1/2 inch thick, okay?
Oh.
You're okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's chicken and dumplings.
Oh, that's right. It's rough.
You know, it's
rustic.
rough and rustic.
Rustic.
The only bougie thing at this party is us.
That's true. Look at our sparkles.
Look
you
at
can
it.
tell by that.
I'll tell you what, those shoes you're wearing tonight are everything.
Thank you.
They're giving me all kinds of life.
I like your shoes too.
Oh, thanks, my little black heels.
Nashville is having a rough time right now.
Yes.
But you know who's one of the first people to make a public announcement?
I do, but I want you to tell us anyway.
Dolly Parton.
Yes,
Because she's a saint.
because she's a saint.
Saint Dolly. And
smelling
Veronica,
really
these are
good.
super rustic.
Yes, that's completely fine.
They're-
Don't cut yourself is the rule, remember?
I know. It's like my love life. It's kind of a mess. But it's going to turn out fine.
It's all going to be fine, yes. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start dropping some of these.
Okay.
So you drop them one by one so they don't stick together,
Okay.
if I can get it off my finger. Oh, there we go.
Ooh.
You do, just drop it right in the boiling liquid. I want to say water, but it's not water. Yeah, go ahead. All right, Mark, so your
Yes.
pie's in the oven. The dumplings are in the pot.
They're boiling.
They are boiling. Oh my goodness, and they're already looking good. We're gonna tear up the chicken.
Oh.
So, I'm gonna do it as easy as I can, okay? So you use some
Tear
forks
up
and tear
the
it up.
chicken.
Just scrape it apart.
Tear it up. Tear it up.
Oh, I'm just so glad it's cooked.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well this is fun, but it's not tearing as much as I would like, so I'm gonna cut it. Look, I almost said a bad
Get
word.
in there with a big knife.
Get in there. We're just gonna cut it real small and easy, so it's some little bite sizes to put in our mouths in a minute.
That was good. You know, I hear that Dolly eats whatever she wants, but she just eats very small portions.
Really?
Like a tablespoon of chicken and dumplings. But she eats like 7 times a day.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
lucky
eat
thing.
like a bird and
You can eat as much and as often as you want to. So today you were in Murfreesboro doing a storytelling class, right?
Yes, a workshop with Kara Kemp, who is a local storyteller extraordinaire that was on your show.
She
before.
was 2 episodes ago.
Yes,
We love Kara. She's so fun.
she's fabulous. And we were working with Habitat for Humanity. They were hosting an event at the Redstone Building. Have you been there?
I have not been there yet. No.
It's an amazing space that the community can use. Beautiful views, and anyway, we were there trying to teach nonprofits how to tell their story from a personal point of view. I know you're in the nonprofit world too.
I am.
And just getting your story across for donors and the media and things like that, instead of telling us just the statistics and what's going on, like why
we
you
do
are
what we do.
passionate about what you do. So
Yes.
I do a lot of dance work at a church in Manhattan called Metro Baptist. Yes, I dance in a Baptist church on occasion, only in New York. And
I'm in New York.
they got a grant. They have a food pantry, and they got a grant from Ben and Jerry's to put an organic garden on the roof of the church.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because, you know, we can get a lot of canned goods and things like that, but fresh organic produce is harder to come by, and so they did a garden on the roof.
That is so smart.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Anyways, we've already put the 2 chicken breasts back in, right?
Gotcha.
And we've put some onion in just to give it that
It's
little
looking
flavor.
like the real deal.
See, it's amazing what you can do,
I
isn't it?
know, just like my mama.
Just like your mama does. It won't taste like that though, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But it is looking good. So we're gonna let this boil a little bit longer just to make sure those dumplings are good and done because we know
Gotcha.
everything else is cooked and ready to eat.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have this little cocktail. It's so good. Thank you for making these.
My pleasure.
And I'm so glad you came to play with us tonight. It's been an honor having you here.
Likewise. And look, I got my own apron.
You did get your own apron, let me tell you. That's one of 2, truly, in the world.
Oh, I feel so honored.
It's only
Thank
one
you.
of these.
Cheers.
Thank you for being here,
Thank
Mark.
you.
Have a great night. We'll see you in a minute, right?
All
We're gonna
right.
have dinner in a minute. Awesome. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you next time. And as always, remember to have courage and be kind. Good night.